How could a $1 billion company be this stupid? When we talk about fashion, you might think that fashion is only about clothing. But my dear friend, fashion is beyond clothing and you're missing one particular point. It's about power, and with power comes a lot of different responsibilities, as said by many successful people around different courses of life, right? In the history, we have seen that multiple different fashion brands, multiple different bigger fashion brands, $1 billion companies have fumbled so hard that they had the opportunity to lose their whole money and go bankrupt overnight. And we are discussing 5 of those controversies, which were the most interesting or which were the most bad, worse, or worst. You should have an idea about them, so we'll discuss it. I request you to watch the whole video. Hello, my name is Rupanji Kumar, and I welcome you to Renaissance Solocast. The very first brand on our today's rooster is a brand that set their reputation on fire over a pair of chopsticks. Yes, chopsticks. Bruh. And we're talking about Dolce and Gabbana that did a controversy with the mainland of China and they're regretting it even today. So let's start with the story. In November of 2018, Dolce & Gabbana was set to host its biggest and greatest fashion shows of the brand's history, called the Great Show in Shanghai, China. Now, while promoting this event, they did something which was super devastating for the brand and they weren't able to recover after that. So, what happened was the brand made 3 different videos to promote this particular event and they published it on the platform called Weibo, which is a replacement of all the social media apps which goes around the world because China doesn't support the normal apps. So Weibo was the platform where they promoted all of these 3 videos. The video showed a Chinese model who was eating oversized Italian food, cannoli, pasta, pizza with a chopstick, and she was not able to eat it because obviously eating these things from a chopstick is not possible. Now, what happened was the narrator in the video, in a very patronizing tone, told,
Is it too big for you?
now, this was super racist for the people of China as they interrupted it as racist and they interrupted it as a sexual comment to the model in the video and to the people of China. The ads were very bad. Now, the aftermath of this whole thing was that the brand lost around $200 million of sale. The brand was criticized all around the world. Even after putting a public apology, the brand was super criticized, and till today the brand is very much struggling in Southeast Asian countries and especially China. So this was so bad, but the next thing that we'll discuss is worse than this. Now, the next brand sells weird clothes, weird shoes, weird everything. But what they tried selling in the year 2022 made the brand cost its reputation and its legacy. We're talking about Balenciaga's Holiday Nightmare scandal, or you could say it was a nightmare for them, and it was bad. Very bad. Now, this particular campaign was very famous as the controversy grew a lot bigger and it was all around the news. So you might know it, you might not know it, but just go through the news, right? So what happened is in the month of November 2022, I don't know why all bad things happen in November, but yeah, in November 2022, Balenciaga released a full-size big campaign around toddlers. Now, when I say toddlers, you might think that the campaign was very child friendly, very childish, very cute, very everything in that particular spectrum. But the campaign was bad, right? The campaign was bad, it was not good. The toddlers carried plush beer bags, and these bags or these teddy bears, they were dressed in. Now I have to that particular word. I don't know I could say that word or not, and I might not be able to show the photo on the screen as well because YouTube would just ban me out for that. But you can just search it out and you might just find the photos around that. These were something that the kids were wearing, and people noticed very quickly. And people started criticizing Balenciaga a lot because this was not something very to be very cool about, and Balenciaga was just cooked, right? Balenciaga tried putting it on the production company who did the photo shoots and the set designers, but what could it do? They tried to just push away from the situation. They called off the whole campaign. Obviously, they registered and put out a public apology, but it was not enough. People started criticizing it a lot. It lost sales, it lost reputation. Now, what was the aftermath of the whole campaign? The then brand ambassador of Balenciaga, Kim Kardashian, who was promoting the brand like anything, started reevaluating her collaboration with the brand. So the brand lost a lot of trust, and this was a bad campaign for Balenciaga. Even while this whole news was going on, I was on the internet, and just to see this was bad because obviously can't you guys can't just justify using toddlers into a. This was so bad by the brand. Now, the next brand made a sweater until they realized that the people are looking into the sweater as something very different. They're looking into the sweater as a racist commentary to the black people in America. Now, the brand name is Gucci. You might definitely know Gucci, but they have also fallen short into this controversy lineup. And we're talking about the Gucci blackface sweater controversy. In the month of February 2019, during the Black History Month, Gucci, the brand, the very famous brand, released a sweater which was a black turtleneck, which is very simple. They released it for around $890. Now, there was no problem with the turtleneck until people started recognizing it, right? So, what Gucci did was, अगर आप वो स्वेटर नॉर्मली पहनते थे तो इट वॉज वेरी नॉर्मल, वेरी सिंपल. But when you used to wear it, like putting it over your whole face or even half throughout your face, then there was a cutout around your lips wala part, right? You might be able to see the photo on the screen right now. It might not have a relevance to other communities if you're not from the black community, obviously, but for the black community it was very disrespectful because it resembled to a racist caricature that used to be there in the 19th century American minstrel shows. And for the black community, because it was the Black History Month and people were looking into the history of the black people, even the black people and the other communities were looking into the black history. Doing this was very bad for Gucci because they received a lot of backlash, and they had to pull back the product as well as issue a public apology. Now, public apology was not received very well because the black community was very hurt. And if you know that Gucci was a company which was pushed a lot by black people recognized Gucci as a very revolutionary kind of a brand because they used to wear them a lot on the streets of Harlem, on the streets of Bronx, on the streets of even Compton. There are multiple different cities, multiple different hoods where people like to wear Gucci because it's considered to be one of the best brands. It's one of the best brands. But the black communities after this controversy started questioning themselves that does these big multinational or the big $1 billion fashion brands even consider their communities or their culture as relevant, and do they even understand how significant was their struggle around things? And this made the whole brand of Gucci lose its legacy and also lose a lot of their reputation because they have done these things multiple different times. They have questioned a lot of different cultures through their whole clothing wala thingy. Now, the last and the final controversy is coming from a very famous as well as very creative and artistic brand, which made a collection in the year 1995. It was a collection very much appreciated by a lot of different people, and they call it art, but the critiques called it a crime scene. It's the brand Alexander McQueen, and it's about their collection called Highland. I don't know I can use the word or not, but it's called, as I said, and the controversy around this was super super big. So let's talk about it. In the month of 1995, where Alexander McQueen was supposed to present his Fall Winter 1995 collection, he was young, broke, and he didn't had the budget to produce his show. But while being off budget, he thought, why not create a collection out of no budget? Because he was super super creative, so he thought of an idea that he should create a collection in the aesthetic of distressed. Now, while creating the distressed aesthetic, he thought of a whole concept where he bought in heather and bracken from the Scottish Highland and he placed it all across the whole runway. Now, while these were being placed, the models who started the runway and all throughout the whole show, the models had exposed genitals, and that was not alright for the people of that time because exposed genitals were considered really really bad in fashion at that point of time, and people started criticizing him a lot. In the defense, Alexander McQueen just said that the interpretation of the whole show was not based on his whole thought. It was taken into a different space and taken into a different thought altogether, because he wanted to just show how Scotland just exposed and how Scotland just England is what he wanted to show. Now, what was the aftermath of the show? After the show, Alexander McQueen gets and starts being considered as one of the greatest designers of all time, and the critics failed to like critique it in such a way, but this controversy could have gone in a different way and made Alexander just fail to its ground and fall to its ground, sorry, not fail to its ground, fall to its ground, and the brand to shut forever, and we couldn't have gotten the best of the best collections that we receive even today. So that was the controversy all about. I hope you did like the video. If you like the video, please comment the best controversy that you found. If you know some controversies, that you can also put that down in the comment section below. Apart from that, I would request you to put a thumbs up button, like click the thumbs up button down there, and also subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram. We post on Wednesdays and Saturdays. अभी कुछ दिनों से we are not able to post on Saturdays because I and my whole team is having their exams, so things are a bit occupied and we are a bit messed up here. So I just request you to wait till the next week. We'll be more regular, and the content would be more better. So thank you for watching. I'll meet you in the next video on Saturday or Wednesday probably. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Have a great day. Bye bye.